I pretended to be invisible at work for 3 days, and no one noticed until I started taking credit for their ideas. On my 32nd birthday, I came to a depressing realization, Pater. I had become completely invisible at my office, not literally, of course, but socially, professionally, existentially invisible. 3 years at the same mid-level marketing firm, and I still received emails addressed to Mark. The receptionist asked for my ID badge every single morning. It wasn't that people disliked me. That would require noticing me first. So I decided to conduct a social experiment. If I was already invisible, why not embrace it fully? For 3 days, I would act as if I were actually invisible Parmpton and see if anyone noticed the difference. Monday morning, I arrived wearing a neon orange sweater and purple sneakers, paint and outfit. My girlfriend described as a traffic cone having a midlife crisis. I walked into our weekly team meeting 10 minutes late, didn't apologize, and sat directly across from our primus of absence, Diane. No reaction, not even a glance. I didn't speak during the entire hour-long meeting. I didn't nod, I didn't take notes. I just stared intensely at whoever was speaking while slowly eating a banana peel and all. Christine from accounts visibly winced, then continued her presentation without comment. Tuesday, I took things further. I set up a small tent in the corner of my cubicle and worked from inside it all day, my laptop casting an eerie glow through the thin fabric. I answered calls on speakerphone, loudly singing my responses instead of speaking them. I replaced all my desk photos with pictures of Nicolas Cage's face, poorly photoshopped onto my body. My direct supervisor, Tom, stopped by to ask about a deadline, glanced at my tent, and simply said, "Just have it to me by Auda," before walking away. Wednesday was my masterstroke. I brought a full-sized cardboard cutout of myself to work and placed it in my chair. It wore yesterday's clothes and held a mug that said "World's Most Ever Age MPLIG." I hid under my desk, periodically reaching up to move the cutout's arm or turn its head. At 2 p.m., the cardboard me attended the creative brainstorming session for our biggest client. I controlled its movements with fishing line while crouching behind a potted plant. No one batted an eye. The invisibility experiment was proving my point so effectively that it had stopped being funny and started becoming existentially terrifying. But then something unexpected happened. During the brainstorm, Diane asked for campaign suggestions. After each idea was presented, I threw my voice like a ventriloquist and loudly proclaimed from behind the plant, "That was actually my idea, I mentioned it last week." For the first time in 3 days, 3 years, and every head in the room turned toward cardboard Matt. "What did you just say?" Diane asked, eyes narrowed. I stepped out from behind the plant, still holding the fishing line attached to my cardboard doppelkant. "I said that was my idea," I repeated calmly. "Just like every good idea in this office that mysteriously becomes someone else's the moment it gains traction." The room fell silent. Tom's mouth opened and closed like a confused goldfish. Matt, Diane finally said, "Actually getting my name right. How long have you been, whatever this is?" 3 days, I answered. "I've been conducting an experiment in workplace visibility, or rather invisibility." I explained my experiment, detailing each increasingly bizarre behavior that had gone completely unnoticed. As I spoke, I watched their expressions shift from confusion to embarrassment to genuine discomfort. The next morning, I arrived in normal clothes to find Diane waiting at my desk. "Your performance yesterday made us realize we have a serious culture problem," she said. "I'd like you to head up a new workplace engagement committee with a title bump and appropriate compensation adjustment, of course." Today was my first committee meeting. Examenin showed up early, remembered my name, and actually wrote down my ideas. My cardboard cutout now stands in the reception area wearing a name tag that reads "Disability Monteress." Some people fade into the background by accident. Others discover that sometimes you need to embrace invisibility completely before anyone can truly see